Welcome to this lesson on step-by-step procedures in conducting in-depth interviews. I am Teacher Elsie and will be guiding you towards understanding this lesson. So what is interview? Interview is a form of conversation between a person or a group of persons with specific reasons. For example, you want to interview a teacher because you want to know his or her teaching strategies. Or you want to know the preferences of students when it comes to the characteristics of their teachers. So through an interviewer, the one who interview, meets the interviewee or the one being interviewed as agreed to talk about specific details or information. So what are the preparations for conducting interviews? First, the letter of permission. So in the succeeding slides, I will be guiding you on how to write an effective letter of permission. The letter of permission is sought first prior to the conduct of the study. In this letter, you are going to introduce yourself, mention the objectives of your interview, seek approval for the time and date of interview, and also give assurance to the interviewee regarding the confidentiality and anonymity of the resource person or participant who is your interviewee. To ensure that your letter is free from errors, you must have your teacher check it and seek for his or her approval before you conduct the interview. So next, you need an interview guide. An interview guide is the list of questions that you will write that are related to your topic or the topic assigned to you by your teacher. So you can list down 5 to 10 questions that you think will guide you not to deviate from the lesson or topic. So the interview guide will be your guide towards ensuring the continuity and completion of your interview. So in order to deepen your interview, you may insert follow-up questions during the interview. So you need not to follow everything from the interview guide. So when you conduct your interview, make sure that it is free flow. So which means that you let the interviewee or participant express his or her experiences in a more detailed way. So questions such as how or why can help him or her broaden the idea. You can add questions to what it is written in the interview guide if you think there is a need to deepen the concept. So for example, how, what else, why, so things like that. And lastly, seek for the approval of your teacher in the subject and the approval of the interviewee or participant so that you will know the time and date of your interview, or you will have the idea how to make some adjustments in favor of your interviewee or participant. Ask also the preference of your participant. So in the kind of interview, whether face-to-face, through video call, or phone call. So during the interview, now that you have the date and time for the interview, let us discuss the hows during the interview process. So if you are having face-to-face interview, make sure to dress properly. And if you are using online platforms or phone calls, make sure you have enough data or load to ensure the continuity of your interview and avoid interruptions during the interview process. Punctuality. When you are scheduled at 12 noon time, you have to be there before 12. If you will interview via video call or phone call, make sure to remind the participant 10 or 15 minutes earlier so that you can also adjust if there are changes in the schedule. Begin your interview with greetings, so be polite and cheerful. Establish rapport with the interviewee or participant. So make sure to have friendly conversation. Introduce yourself and begin asking the mood of the interviewee like, how are you right now? So before undergoing series of questions, if you are to record the conversation, make sure to seek permission from the interviewee or participant. So if he or she agrees or disagrees, you have to respect the decision. So seek approval before capturing any photo, recording conversation, and video recording. So make sure that you have an in-depth interview, which means that you must gain more details regarding the topic. So do not settle for only 1 to 2 answers for each question. You can do follow-up questions like how, why, what more. So when you are in the last question of your interview, make sure you have proper closure of the interview. You can tell the interviewee or participant if he or she has any more to say or any addition to the answers he or she has given you. So just like that. Do not forget to tell your interviewee or participant that the answers given will be solely for your subject, and that his or her identity will be confidential and anonymous. So this is to build trust on the part of your interviewee or participant. After the interview, make sure to have an interview transcript. So interview transcript is a conversation between you and your interviewee during the actual interview. All the words and gestures should be transcribed for the purpose of recording and analysis. So make sure to inform and seek approval from the interviewee or participant that the conversation will be recorded. If it happens that your interviewee or participant doesn't want it to be recorded, you can just drop some notes and still do the interview and find another participant who will allow you to record, since you need everything for the interview transcript. Then, do not forget to document the interview. You can ask permission to capture pictures for the sake of documentation, or inform the interviewee or participant that you can blur his or her face. So it all begins with the permission of the interviewee or participant. If not, you have to respect that decision. So last thing that you will do is to disseminate the results. Disseminating results means you have to share the results or synthesis of the interview, which includes your reflection or the things you have learned from the interview itself. Now, here are some examples of writing guide questions. So make sure that the flow of questioning is from lower to higher level and in an orderly manner, which must also be consistent with your topic of choice. So make sure to have the guide questions checked by your teacher for corrections, suggestions, and approval. Now, let me help you write the letter of permission. So this is another guide to help you craft letter asking permission to conduct interview. Guide to help is an example of greetings and introduction at the beginning of the interviews. Lastly, how to make a proper closure so that your interviewee or participant will have the idea that the interview is about to end.
Hello, good morning po, ma'am. Again, ako po si Zay Contento, a student from Fulbright College. Ma'am, I have explained in my letter the details of what this interview is all about. It is for my subject po. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, before we start, can I ask po if I can record this conversation for my interview transcript, ma'am? If it is okay with you? Thank you, ma'am. So, I'm going to proceed na po with my interview. So, this will be the first question, ma'am. How are you, ma'am, as a public school teacher po? Bakit po? Ano-ano po ba ang mga ginagawa ng isang public school teacher? Wow, that's great, ma'am. Are you still enjoying your work as a teacher po? Why naman po? Oh, really, ma'am? What makes you or what helps you enjoy teaching, ma'am? Why po? What else, ma'am? Wow, I agree with you po. Ma'am, all the questions in my list are already answered by you. Do you have something to add, ma'am? Or do you want to say something to all students or your co-teachers out there? What else po? Okay, ma'am, for the time and cooperation that you have extended, I want to say thank you, ma'am. Rest assured po that your identity will be anonymous and the results of this interview will be used only for my subject assignment. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, may I request to capture photos, ma'am, with you for documentation only? Can I screenshot this call, ma'am? Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you po ulit.
So here are some reflections that you can share when disseminating the results of your interview. Again, I am Teacher Elsie saying good luck to your upcoming interviews. Fighting!